Hello everybody, this is Max Farrell from DexFx In this release, we're going to be talking about the xedan bot beta 0.1.1. That's right, we're very excited that the 0.1.1 is being released right now. We did have a few changes and fixes to the process, and we're going to go over these one by one so you know exactly what they are. And we're going to fix up a little misnomer on the strategy selector itself. So let's get started. The first thing we did is that we added a new active area behind what we call the login screen, right? I'm going to end this session here since there's nothing on it. So when you first open up the bot, you open up the system here. You got to log in. You have your strategy system here that you can go through and select. But there's an easier way now to work this process as well. Once you select the which one you're going to be doing, okay, and you activate that one, you select that and you hit save. I can then log in, boom, just like that. And it's going to bring me to this loading screen. I have a lot going on right now, so it's going to take a second. Now, sometimes the loading screen may not pop this up very quickly, or if you get stuck in a loading, our new addition to the 1.1 is this little refresh button up here, which you'll just click on. And I'll try to make that happen maybe once or twice in the system, but you would simply just click that refresh button and it'll refresh the entire cycle of the system. Now, that will also kill your activity log, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But the added strategy, now that we're on the TNT 1 hour strategy, is loaded here in this preload screen. Boom, TNT 1 hour. Now, in future developments and future things that we're going to be bringing out, we may have the availability to do multiple ones in here, as well as have the rest of them to be able to select in between the two. All that is coming. Okay, but for now, the 1.1 has it to where it's loaded in. Now, your strategy is loaded. We've also, on the strategy, have taken out on the pairs that have only the minimum amount, okay, that only have the 5 or 6 times that it can trade, that we've taken those all the other ones out, so you don't have to keep them off anymore. It was just no reason to have them in there. So if it's not, if a pair doesn't trade during that time frame, it's no longer on board the strategy system. Okay. Also, the timing is of the expiry, not of when the signal is supposed to fire. So if you're looking at a 10 o'clock expiry and it fires at 9 o'clock, you don't turn off 9 o'clock, you turn off 10 o'clock. Okay, if it's the 10 o'clock expiry. So keep that in mind. Some of you are saying that, you know, oh, they're not firing properly, blah, blah, blah. But listen, if it's firing off at 10 o'clock, it's for 11 o'clock expiry. So you would have 11 o'clock turned off, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, you can change the model, you can change the price on the fly and hit save. If it's already loaded once, there's nothing I can do, okay? There's nothing the system can do if the signal's already fired, okay? So you got to make sure that all your stuff is done before the top of the hour when you're doing a 1 hour time. If you're doing a 2 hour, you got to make sure it's before the 2 hour fires. If it's a daily, you got to make sure that it's before the daily fires. Now, good news is that we're working on the next release of 1.2, and in 1.2, we're actually going to have a refiring of the signal process. So you could go through and hit a little button and say refire the signals. And in case you missed one, or one didn't fire properly, or it got sketched out, or whatever it is, it'll refire the signals again, and it'll go down the list to see if any signal has been fired. If not, you know, then it'll fire them on. If it already has, it won't add on another one. You know, so pretty cool that we got that opportunity. All right. What else has been released? Let's go back over and have a look. We've also added on daily logs. And this is really important because in order to get to a daily log now, I mean, you got to be sort of creative, right? You got to know where everything is at. But what you're going to do is you're going to hit your window bar and you're going to go to your search parameter. And in your search parameter, I'm going to put this on the screen. You're going to go to parentheses or the percentage sign and then app data, just like that. And then close it with another percentage sign, okay? And so when you do that, it's going to bring up this folder called app data, and you're going to click on that. Now, I got a lot of stuff that I have on my computer. So games and all this other stuff, even the old TNT. But we want to look for xedan, okay? And the xedan, and then we're going to look, and especially not on this computer because I don't have it on this computer like a weirdo. I have it on this computer. So again, it's also a Windows computer. I just have to click that and go there, percentage sign, app data, and then percentage sign, and then it'll bring up my app data roaming, which then will have the xedan, which then will have the logs file. And there it is. Boom, just like that. Now, if this looks like a bunch of nonsense to you, it probably is. Okay? It's meant to be that way. This is not for you to decipher. This is for us. Okay? So when we say, go ahead and send us your log file for the day, you're just going to come here, you're going to right click, you're going to right click and hit copy, and then you're going to go back to your desktop, and you're going to go new, you're going to make a folder, you're going to say logs, you're going to do that, you're going to go inside that folder, you're going to right click, you're going to hit paste, and that's going to bring your log folder right into that little desktop. So when you send an email, you send it by, and now you know where it's at. So you don't got to go through all that app data stuff to get to it while you're trying to send an email, okay? Because you won't find it through the regular tree. You got it. That's the only way you're going to find it is going through a search parameter, all right? And you send us that log. That log tells us a lot of information, okay? Stuff that you don't, you may not understand all this stuff in there, but we have a system that we just dump it into, and we can check to see, it's looking for a closest match. What has it done? Where did it go? What did it do? Was there any issues? Nadex REST 500 error, you see, like these kind of stuff. So we know that if there's an issue, okay, that we get to see exactly when you logged in, when you exited, all that stuff. But you only send this file if you have a problem. We can't see this file any other way. There's no way that we can access your system remotely. There's no way that this system sends us a log, at any time. The only time our system ever touches your system is when you when you go to first log in. It just sends our site a system to say, hey, look, is this person a paid member? And it goes back yes or no. If it says no, it tells you to go buy it. If it says yes, it lets you in. Done. See? Very simple. All right. 1.2 should be coming out over the next couple of days with the new features of being able to force a signal update or a signal return, and a few other small little things, fix on the news avoidance program, or clarification of it, excuse me. But, excuse me, for the most part, we should be doing pretty good. What else is there in the system? We moved some of the strategy times which we talked about, and I'm pretty sure we fixed the 1700 issue. We were looking at Nadex being closed at 1600 for that expiry because it had an expiry of 1700. So the system was looking at 1700 as Nadex not being open instead of the expiry. So that's basically it. We got that all fixed. So make sure that you download, and again, once you download this, unzip it, bring it to your computer, just run it, and it's going to install. It's going to install right over the other one, no problem, easy peasy, Japanesey, and get in there and start, get it back on and get your strategy on. All right. I'm Max Farrell. This is DexFxMarkets.com. I look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you very much, everybody, all you xedan guys out there testing and working. Make sure that you like and share the videos that we have, that we do put out. Comment, tell us what you think. Send in testimonials. Do all this kind of stuff, because we're looking to sell the 200. We have, I think it's not even 200. I think it's like 185 now that we got to sell. So we're almost halfway there on what we got left. So we want to kind of get to that point. So I could stop building all these sales videos and just start trading. That's basically what I want to get to. My goal is to get to the trading side. So, all you guys are making money. We're making money. Everybody's making money. Everybody's happy. Okay. All right. I'm Max. This is Dex. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.